The Sokoto Caliphate was one of Africa's biggest empires in the 19th century. It began in 1804 when Uthman Dan Fodio, a Fulani scholar, led a jihad, holy war. His army conquered Hausa city-states, including Kano, Sokoto, and Katsina. By 1815, the Caliphate covered most of northern Nigeria, Cameroon, and parts of Niger. Dan Fodio's son, Muhammad Bello, expanded it further, making it the most powerful empire in West Africa. The empire thrived in peace, scholarship, and trade. But by 1903, the British and French defeated the Caliphate. The Sultan remained, but only as a ceremonial ruler. Today, his influence still exists.
We have chosen to say the truth. Even if we are going to die, let us die and let tomorrow appreciate what we said. And so, as far as I'm concerned, the federal government is complicit. The day they want this insurgency to finish, it will be done. Actively, they are working with Turkey, they are working with Saudi Arabia, they are working with everything to Islamize. But the real agenda is...
Mr. Speaker, our Constitution allows for freedom of worship of all religions. Mr. Speaker, we would not sit in this hollow chamber and restrict ourselves to just a few. If we begin to put such components into the Constitution, tomorrow the ecclesiastical faction comes up. The day after, the traditional faction comes up. The day after, all other components begin to come up. And what happens to our grand norm that is supposed to be the foundation of our existence? Mr. Speaker, Nigeria has never limited anybody from practicing his religion. You go to states like in the north, where you have Sharia being practiced as the criminal code for those states. It is because it's peculiar to them as a people and as a persons. By the time we begin to expand it and bring it into our constitution, we are not an Islamic state.
It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country.
Elements, religious, Islamic element in the Yoruba ethnic group, to use them to destabilize that mighty people who have built empires like Oyo and other places long before anything. But they are looking for some weak elements. Like Tunumbu is a weak element. People think he's powerful, but he's a weak element in the Yoruba war. These are the weak elements they want to use to be able to push the Islamic agenda. People have been telling you that Islamic agenda is a lie. No, it's true. I can tell you that I was born a Muslim. My people have been Muslim since the 7th century. I'm a Madinga. And we have been Muslim. There is nobody in my ethnic group who is Christian. All my people have been Muslim. And I studied Islam in northern Nigeria. And I'm telling you, the agenda is to push that country toward Islamic agenda or destroy it completely. So to your question, I will tell you that Nigeria does not have a bright future for now. It doesn't have a bright future for now. The elements that are in the north, and most of them are receiving grants. Some of them, even in university, they are getting grants from this Qatar, and all the extreme Islamic groups are giving them money. And they are building, their power is increasing day by day in the political system. They are even creating billionaires that eventually tomorrow they want to control western part of Nigeria. The East a little bit stubborn for them. Eastern Nigeria is stubborn. That's why they are isolating them. The isolation of so-called Igbo, it's not because Igbo hate Nigeria. Igbos are the most Nigerian than any Nigerian. They are every part of Nigeria you find them. They have their own problem for sure, like every African group. But the issue, they are not the problem. But they are acting a little bit stubborn to the Islamic agenda. So they have to be isolated. And to do that, you need one of the most powerful group, which is the Yoruba group. If you don't use Yoruba, you can't succeed. And the Yoruba group is very educated. So what do? You look for the weak one among them, which is the Islamized ones, and play on their religious sentiment. And then you destabilize the country.
We have chosen to say the truth. Even if we are going to die, let us die and let tomorrow appreciate what we said. And so, as far as I'm concerned, the federal government is complicit. The day they want this insurgency to finish, it will be done. Actively, they are working with Turkey, they are working with Saudi Arabia, they are working with everything to Islamize. But the real agenda is...
O setie ekweko amagba isi na isi ramana mmadụ karịrị ibe ya. Yes. Good evening, good night, good afternoon, and good morning. Wherever you are watching us now, this is Benjamin Johnson SSNH, aka one and the only Biafran evangelist. Yes, the Caliphate have to cry. They need to cry. They need to bow their head in shame. No wonder Sultan of Sokoto is crying. Do not divide this country because I have Ayirwa. And the agenda was to Islamize Nigeria. And they now discovered that the problem was not actually the Yorubas, but the Easterners. So he decided to go and do what? To hijack the whole eastern part of Nigeria and Niger Delta. And there they paid the price in a huge shame. Because they were highly disappointed for what they got from that angle. That is to tell you, I've told you people that there are things that Nigeria need to be cautioned about. Sultan of Sokoto need to be very, very careful. The Northern Caliphate should be very, very careful. The Igbos of these days, the Biafrans of these days, the Easterners of these days is quite different from 1960 and 1967 to 70. You people think that British supported you people. If the bomb British were this time around, may they come. When you said you go see another country too where go support us. Yes, this time around, enough of that nonsense. The Northerners, it is the high time they rise up to educate their own people. High time they tell their people the truth. And high time they hand their hand off from everything that concerns Eastern region. Because we are smoking. And we are coming out smoking. And you can see it in our actions. Niger Delta not a joke. The BLA, the Biafrans are not joking. We know the joke. We're ready to face any nonsense. We're ready to collect and we're ready to release. We give it to you what as you wanted it, as you needed it. Enough of the marginalization. Yes, it is a proverb. When you allow somebody, maybe a man slap you, today you allow that person, tomorrow he come up and slap you again, you allow that person to go, he will be feeling that, there's another language that Yoruba used to say, already, this one now waiting, already. That means you don't get power. You understand? So that is the angle that these Northerners are seeing us. That is why this time around they are getting it hot. We want to prove to them that we just decided to keep quiet. And silent is not a weakness. Are you hearing me? When one is silent, it doesn't mean that that person is weak. And that is why they are getting what they are getting today. And that is why they are seeing what they have seen today. And that is why they will continue to see it, because you don't force me, neither can you force me to serve gods that I don't know, to practice a religion that I don't know. Is it by force to be an a Muslim, or to be Islamized, or to punish Shana? Is it by force? No. And let me tell you again, the Biafrans and in Biafran land, we are not recognized nor known with the people that bow. Are you hearing me? Because our belief said it clear that the only person that is worthy of our worship is Chukwukika Abiyama, the creator of heaven and the earth. That is the only person that is worthy of our bowing down. Because bowing down means worship to our own understanding. You see why we don't bow down, and we only bow down to God Almighty. And at the same time, we bow down in our way, not in another man's way. And you must not come and tell me nor dictate for me on how I will worship my God. I don't know if you are getting it. And that is why there is a serious problem even as we speak now in the House, in the Senate, and in Nigeria. Why am I saying this? Because Sultan of Sokoto and Oni of Ife has been given, or they wanted to give them, because it has not been signed into law for now, that there should be the leaders of the traditional rulers in Nigeria. Oni come from the west, Yoruba land. Sultan of Sokoto come from the north, Hausa Fulanis. Then which one come from the east, the Biafran? And we have 3 ethnic groups being recognized as one schemic Nigeria. Then what happened to Obi of Onitsha? Then what happened to Oba of Benin? Then is it Sultan of Sokoto will now tell me how to run my culture or decide for me when and when not? Just the same way he gave an instruction last time that so day is the day of Muslim, what did they call that, jihad, or what is it called? And which Yoruba Muslim too, which is not normal. They're supposed to follow according to the procedures, not one man coming up and decide and give instruction. All of them will just go like that. In the eastern region, the Biafra land, we follow procedures. We have culture. And there are many ways by which we consult the elders. Listen to me. When you hold a kola in your hand, are you hearing me? It has a meaning. Yeah. When you hold a kola, it has meaning. The face, the eyes of the kola has meaning. The ancestors that you want to talk to hear the language of the land, not a foreign language. And they have understanding of it. And if a kola is in 4 face, it has a meaning. And anyone that is more than this very number that I have mentioned, definitely for you to break it, there are procedures. There are things you must do for you to be able to break that kola, or else you will not break it. And all these things, the Sultan of Sokoto know them. No. Did the Oni of Ife know them? No. So why then you are trying to make them the leaders of the traditional rulers in Nigeria, including the one of Biafra land? It's not going to work. All these things are what I see as what? That same kind of the same statement, the same thing we have been fighting against. Marginalization. Sidelining the #1 citizen, #1 people, the most important and prominent people. These are the people you put by the side and begin a total stranger. Not even Fulani, but what? I say not even Hausa, but a total Fulani, a total stranger, will now be telling me. But I want to ask, please, in your father's house now, can I come to your father's house and decide for you on what to do in your father's land? Will that be possible? No. Are you going to obey me, follow the instruction? Baba, even though I get power past you, you go everybody do small. If na bite, you go bite me first to prove to me that it is your own. And I don't have such right. So let Oni, Sultan of Sokoto, let them respect themselves. And let Nigeria too respect themselves. National Assembly respect themselves.
But we've heard like of Autumn. Autumn said, the Sokoto, this agenda by the Fulani is being backed by some of this Muslim country, to conquer Nigeria. But with what he said now, he said if the other tribes don't rise up to protect themselves, just like what's happening in Benue, another part of Nigeria, that in a few years' time, these people can conquer the Igbos and even the Middle Belt in particular.
Yes, my beloved brother, in a way, I agreed in what you said, because that is why you see them. By their fruit, you shall know them. That's why you see them, they started planting Fulani incarnate as a governor in the southeast. People like Opu Zodema, Pitamba, Wifru, Soludo them. They started planting all those Fulani incarnate so that they will have their way. And that is why they are using them now to kill their people. Using them to kill the people that they're supposed to protect. Destroying the properties that they're supposed to secure. And giving opportunity, paving way for Fulani to gain ground. Are you hearing me? Even in the southeast. Do you get it now? That was the mission to Islamize Nigeria. And the problem which Erufai and some other prominent people in the north have already said, even before now, that if not for the Igbos, they would have succeeded in Islamizing Nigeria. And look at the Autumn. Autumn was the former governor of Benue. Under his watch and the tenure of late Muhammadu Buhari, Autumn, on a daily basis, 70, 60 Benuans, youth, was buried during his tenure on daily basis in different occasions. And the people like us was telling Autumn, do something. Do you know the Autumn reply? That his sons was tied. Was tied. Coming now to this current governor now, the same thing is happening. The only thing that this one could say was that the people that are killing the Benuans are Fulani foreigners that migrated from Mali, not Nigeria own. Then my question is, who now give them the orthodox authority, power to come to enter Nigeria? And moreover, if they are from foreign countries, that gives you the upper hand to treat their fuck up. Because Nigerians can never live here and go to Mali and start killing the Malians. It's not possible. Look at what Nigerians, many Nigerians today, is suffering the hands of Libya in the Libya land. Then, how then will they now come here and be killing your people, destroying the property, and you kept quiet, saying that they migrated from Mali, they are foreigners? Is that a talk? It's a it's politics. Nigerian politicians are using this people, and that have been their mindset, their ideology to Islamize Nigeria. Take the life, take the people, destroy the property that will stand as a hindrance to our achievement, as a hindrance to our vision, as a hindrance to this dream. Clear them away, put them aside, so that it will be easy when the time comes. It is a gradual process. The foreign Islam are sponsoring them. But this time around, very soon, and I repeat, very soon, are you hearing me? Because whether old Eastern region or the new Eastern region, region is a region, East is East, Biafra remains Biafra, and can never surrender nor give up to this battle, because we are winning already. We cannot surrender now because we have gone too far. We have gone too far. We can't surrender now. We must achieve our dream. So Sultan of Sokoto and your group and your men and those that are sponsoring you people, that makes you people to be visiting the whole part of the Nigeria, raping and killing our women, destroying our farm crops, causing the scarcity of ugu in the market, scarcity of fruits in the market, scarcity of food and yam and what have you in the society. Wait and watch what is coming before you, because the whole eastern region now, the whole people now, it is time. I'm using this platform now to tell everyone now to rise up against these Fulanis, because they are inhuman and they are not people to live with.